Took a DNA test. I'm 100% that prick. Oh, we're live. Hi, welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Chemda, how you doing?
Oh, I really thought that you just found out you were 100% white and was singing about it. And I was like, this is an interesting beginning to our show. Hi.
I just saw that there's commercials. Commercials came out for this new movie, Lost City, with Sandra Bullock. And it says 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
100% good?
Yeah, 100% good. It's the Casablanca is 99%. This movie is the perfect movie.
Wow.
Then the movie actually went into theaters and it's low 70% now. So before anybody could see it or judge it, it's automatically 100%. I think this should be illegal.
I think that's a solid platform for your presidential candidacy. I think people will be very interested in this. Yes.
Thank you. It'd be my side project to my girlfriend being president of the United States, which is very possible, people, to have a female president or other.
Oh boy, this is the kind of energy we're working with today. All right. Sounds like you had your athletic greens.
I'm set. Today's guests. My God. It's Allison Clayton. Hello, Allie Clayton.
Hi.
Allie, of course, has been on Vice, Sirius XM, stand-up NBC, and she's fantastic. Also joining us from the Fields in Pendleton on Netflix, Ever Mainard. Hello, Ever.
Hi.
Hi.
Ever, you can tell Keith how to say your name.
What'd I say wrong?
All of it. What if it was like, it's Amanda? It's pronounced Amanda. No, it's Ever Mainard. But everybody goes, Mainard. Everybody, my whole life, I hate it.
Did I say Mainard right now? Because I'll start the whole fucking thing over.
Don't start it again.
All right. What a cool name Ever is, though, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Am I wrong?
My dad's very cool dad.
All right.
Very fun, very cool dad.
Now, the two of them do a podcast, and it's called Yo Gay.
Exactly.
And you
with
talk
the question
about,
mark.
You talk about gay things. You talk about Southern culture. Allie, we just had Melody, your girlfriend, on the other day.
I've heard of her.
She does a podcast. Did you guys ever think like, hey, it's better this way? I'll get my own partner. You get your own partner.
Oh, yeah. Like, for Melody was, for a while, like wanted to produce Y'all Gay. And Ever and I were like, no,
too close to home.
Because I know Melody.
Home.
So Allie, Melody, and I all knew each other in Chicago, and Melody and I at one point lived together. So it's too close. It's too close to home. It's like, it'd be like having a momager.
Mm-hmm. It's literally in your home, like from your home to your home. Yeah. I mean, Allie now, but yeah. And you got to be able to fire someone.
It's like kind of one of the reasons we don't want to do like couples therapy from our house. Like I'm like, this needs to be a safe space.
Oh, that's interesting. I thought you were going to say that's why we don't want to do couples therapy with each other. We do it with our podcast co-hosts, and then we bring the information back home.
Ever and I don't need couples therapy. We're doing great. Melody and I might. I'm just kidding.
Honestly, if my next partner is like, can we do relationship therapy? I would come on the spot. I know that's like a cheap joke, but I'm like, yes, let's build this foundation. I mean, I'm turning into the Simpson trope of a lesbian, like back in the 90s or the 2000s, like they had, anyways, whatever. But I love it, Allie. Are y'all really going to do that?
Yeah, we've thought about it.
I think that's great. I think that's very healthy.
Yeah.
Have you always been into it? Have you always been into therapy, or like what would your exes say about you?
They would say I'm very calm, very patient, and giving.
I've spoken to you for like 5 minutes. Calm,
like in a relationship. If
okay.
shit were to hit the fan, I have very like mayoral camp counselor energy.
Okay, because Ever, just behind the scenes, super quick, Ever yelled at Keith like 5 times during a 3-minute mic check. Yeah.
Okay. What's wrong, Keith? You upset by it?
I love it. I love it.
No, I love it.
Qualities of all kinds.
Yeah.
How's
your partner?
What's that?
What?
What's my partner?
What would your partner say about you?
About me that I'm gay. And I was listening to your podcast, and I don't know if I knew this or but I can't say I'm yeah, they'd say I'm fantastic. But Allie's one of these big cat people. Like you see Tiger King. Allie had fucking snow leopards, big cats, mini horses, medium skunks. She had everything, right?
I did.
Is anything? Would you watch Tiger King and be like, oh, get extra into it?
I did, and then Bubs, my brother, who we recently interviewed about all the exotics, pointed out that the guy we got our first big cat from, our lion, TT, the guy we got it from is in like the first like 30 seconds of Tiger King.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, your brother Bubs?
Yeah, Bubs.
Oh,
You don't know
that's
Bubs?
what I call my brother. I call him
Yeah,
Bubs.
I would like to point out that this is something that I've observed while we were recording and also on all the posts. Y'all call them exotics. And I know it's for exotic pets, but there's just something I've never heard like, oh yeah, the exotics.
Oh, you think like you're thinking of like a monkey on a pole? Doing like a pole dance?
Yeah, a horny little monkey. That's me right now. I'm trying
In
to
this-
for
Tiger-
the listeners, I've been shirtless in overalls for most of the morning today. That's the energy I'm bringing. I'm wearing a shirt now.
In Tiger King, you'd see these people, they touch a big cat, you know, a tiger, or they ejaculate all over the place. They leave their family. They would do whatever it takes to. I'm telling you, I don't know if you saw this show. Yeah,
they ejaculate all over.
I didn't see what was the ejaculation?
Who's ejaculating?
Wait, did you stay till after the credits? They show you a little extra. People hold one of these cats and it's over. They will do anything to touch it again. Is that true?
I was just imagining like a bunch of men standing around masturbating onto a tiger, and I was just like, I did not see that part.
No, they love it. They love it. I mean, there's got to be. Is there pictures of Bubs, you know, naked with your leopards? Probably, right?
There is a shirtless photo of Bubs with a snow leopard.
Oh my God! What's so amazing? Is it that they could kill you? Because my puppy could have killed me if it wanted to. Is that why people love these cats? Like, it's so fucking dangerous.
I really don't know. I mean, part of me thought for a long time that like my daddy and my mama just grew up so very poor that once my dad like hit it big as a lawyer, like he didn't want his children to ever like hear no, I guess, because everything he asked for, he heard no. So I feel like when we went to him, we're like, can we have a monkey? He's like, hell yeah, you can. And
oh shit, that's so dangerous. We get to see what happens when you say yes to kids all the time. You get a giraffe.
You get a zoo.
You got a pony. Did you get a unicorn? Did they try to pass something off as a unicorn?
He would have stuck a dildo on a horse's head or something for me if I had asked for one, probably.
And would people come to your place and play with these animals and the miniature horses, or would you go around and tour?
Well, we did. So I was really little when we bred and sold miniature horses and donkeys, and Daddy would take them. I mean, we had all these horse trailers, and he would take the minis, like a few different minis, around all over, and show them. And like they come out, you know, like and measure their legs and stuff. 27 inches.
Too tall. How are we all in the same country? Like,
right?
how is where you grew up the same country as where I grew up? That is bananas.
Wait, are y'all both from New York?
I am. Keith is from the country. He's from Pennsylvania. So but you didn't get to see horses and things like that, although your next door neighbors were farmers.
Yeah, but it's the cows. It's the regular boring shit. I wasn't country like Allie. I feel like I'm appropriating if I say I'm country when Allie's around, right?
Well, Ever's country in like a whole different way. Ever was like
redneck,
redneck,
crawdads, barefoot, feral country. You know, you get a gun, you shoot a road sign. I wouldn't want to shoot an animal. My popo, my mom's dad, would put us on the back of a cow, like a heifer, to see if we could ride it. And of course we couldn't. We fell off. I've never told Allie that, but yeah.
You never told me you fell off a heifer.
Yeah, I fell off a heifer. And he thought it would be funny.
That's just their dating life.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh no.
Just fell off her. Did what I had to do. And then yeah, we would shoot like water moccasins out of a stock tank so we could clean it.
What are water moccasins?
Very
dangerous.
Dangerous. They're one of the top venomous snakes in the world. Because
You're shooting at
and
snakes.
they sleep with their mouth open. So if you step on them, they can go. They're one of the very few snakes that sleep.
Family keeps a shotgun by the door because there's so many rattlesnakes in
now.
Texas where they're from.
So the city's safer, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
So we'll
hearing.
shoot snakes. I'll shoot a snake.
Can you shoot a snake though? Don't they? They're slithering away sideways and quickly.
You can get them.
You just gotta lead them nice.
Can we
Honestly,
please
the
title
horniest-
this show "You Can Get Them"?
Right.
I think the most aroused I've ever heard my mom was when she called me. So there's like a rattlesnake that a couple of summers ago that was very evasive. And so it'd been giving some trouble. Like they found it, it slithered out of the porch, they could hear it. She called me like a couple nights after the initial contact with the rattlesnake and was like, "Oh, Ever, your daddy shot that snake. He just shot that rattlesnake first shot." And I was like, like, don't, like, just you could just hear it in her throat and her voice.
And
And
he
that
shot it
snake-
real good.
Pop that snake's head right off. And I was like, okay.
How many shots does it usually take you to kill the snake?
I mean,
I can't believe I just asked that.
it's like one, or you take a hoe, like a garden hoe or a shovel, and you chop their
Chop
heads
it
off.
up. Oh my.
But you got to be careful because the snake can still bite you if the head is.
Stop it.
What?
Kind of like the chicken when you cut the chicken's head off, it
Uh-huh.
still
Yep.
walks around.
Where do you live now?
Los Angeles.
Do you miss it?
Snakes?
There's more snakes there, it turns
Snakes,
out.
Yeah.
You know.
Have you seen the lesbians out here? Tons of snakes. That's too much of a deep cut. I tried to start a meme account called Lesbian Snakes at the beginning. Remember the beginning of the pandemic? Everyone was still like hopeful and doing sourdough stuff. I was like,
Right.
meme account. And you know, then we got deep into the pandemic and I got too depressed to keep up the meme account.
What was it? What was it about
Snakes, but that are lesbians. Like,
Is there
I would
anybody
do
you
like a
dated?
pit. No, I would never do that.
That didn't catch on. I
I
How
thought
does-
the
how
queer
does one
community would just eat it up.
But how does one participate in a snake lesbian meme? Like,
Well, like I would pick out like a rattlesnake and be like, this Libra is a Leo, or this snake is a Leo with, you know, that works at H&M, but blah blah blah. Like very
I see.
niche snake
You
lesbian
can
pics.
still follow it at lesbian
Snakes, yeah.
oh,
It'll
it's
have
still up.
12. It'll have to shut the fuck up. Oh, it's still up. Yeah, it's like a nice memory to hold on to, you know. Oh,
When you had
delete
hope.
it. Yeah.
Before, sorry, before the show,
ahead.
Ever, you mentioned that you
said I
had top surgery very recently. How do you feel?
I don't know why I keep being so antagonistic with you.
It's
just
the
find
world,
it
so you have to assume I'm
so
bad.
fun.
You know,
I'm so sorry. Yes, I had top surgery 2 months ago, and I got it in Texas, which was really special because my parents could take care of me, and they're very supportive people. And the surgeon who did it is incredible. And I was pretty much, after that first weekend, I was not in any pain. I was actually like grocery shopping with my family, and they were like, you have to stop, because I would forget that I was still like stitched up and you can't like reach. But then after that first month, I was fine. Like I'm at the gym now.
Like, did you already get to shoot a snake at this point?
I
2
haven't
months
shot
out?
a snake
No?
yet, but I
Right.
am.
That's like
you
3
know,
months out.
Yeah, it's 3 months
Yeah.
out. I'm bench pressing and push-upping.
Are you really already?
Yeah, already. And I got a personal trainer to help me get jacked.
Wow.
All right. Have you thought of that, Allie? Getting top surgery just to get rid of the hassle of tits?
That's how it works.
I like tits so much.
Oh, okay.
Ever cut theirs off, and I was like, "Can I have them?"
Right, for paperweights or something, just to stress balls. You know what I mean?
Keith, I love you. Yeah, I just got tired of the hassle.
You just say, "I can't believe I love you." Is that what
I said no.
No.
Yeah, honestly, I can't
No one
believe that
can.
came out of my mouth. But yeah, I was like, man, I like this guy.
At the end of the day, Ever doesn't, take off a bra and go, oh, so relaxing,
Yeah.
because Ever's relaxed all day long.
Yeah, I'm horny in overalls right now. As soon as this computer screen closes, I'm back to being shirtless, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I got, I'm gonna walk around my little apartment outside. I might take a walk outside without a shirt on.
Oh my God,
Let
so
the
freeing.
neighbors look at me. I'm gonna ask them to look at me. Portly running around like a portly, like we said it earlier, a portly mechanic.
And now your nipples are allowed to be on Instagram. So
My
Yes.
nipples, I don't mean to brag, but
Mhm.
they are chef's kiss. She did. Sometimes you see people with top surgery and like, I feel very lucky. Like they didn't sink. Sometimes it looks very concave,
Mm,
or sometimes the nipples don't attach, or sometimes they're like uneven.
right. It's the same nipples. It's
Same
perfect.
nipples.
Good for you.
They attached perfectly, and they're symmetrical.
Do they
Seen 'em.
detach? Do they have to detach it and put it back on, or
Yeah.
they go around it?
Yeah, they detach, put it back. They're mathematically.
Tell them what you said.
What'd you
Tell
say?
them what
Nurse
you
and-
say. Yeah. So the surgeon who did it is Dr. DeLeon from the Crane Center, and they have a center in San Francisco and a center in Austin, and she pretty much exclusively does top surgeries, and sometimes they do bottom surgery, but she's very good at her job. And I was kind of nervous. My surgery was at 6 a.m. So I was checking in at like 5:30. I was sitting there, and this nurse is like, "Do you want fentanyl?" And I was like, "Yes, I guess." And
Sure.
I mean, whatever it is, yes. Yes.
why are you asking? I don't know. I've never done this before.
right.
I guess don't put in my Coke, but yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
What's your dosage? I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, like they were asking me all these questions. I was like, "Is this thing gonna hurt?" And they were like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Then of course." So I'm getting fentanyl. I'm taking it in. I've got the IV, and my OR nurse comes in, and she goes, "Do you have any questions that you'd like me to, pass on to Dr. DeLeon before she comes in, just so she could be aware?" And I was so nervous. I was like, "Yeah, can you ask her to stretch out my nipples? I just want all nipples, huge salami slices on my chest, flat chest, big old nips." And she didn't think it was funny. And I kept double downing on the joke. I was like, she's going to have to laugh. And she goes, "Do you want me to ask that?" And I said, no. So she left. She pretty much immediately left. And like CSI Miami was on my little hospital bed TV. And I just had to like sit there in that moment of like what I had said. And then the surgeon came. And in my mind, I was like, "Don't you fucking do this." And she goes, "So do you have any questions for me?" And I was like, "Yeah, can you stretch out my nipples real big?" And then I was like, "I want fat areolas." And I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop myself from, it's totally disgusting and unprofessional and not funny. Like, who?
You've been on nervous, like they're really going to do it. Like, hey, last minute we were able to flatten it a little
then,
bigger.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
guess what?
unprofessional as a comic.
Yeah, it's not
Right.
fun. It wasn't funny. It was a bad bit. And then she goes, "Do you want that?" And I said no. And like, here's the deal. Like the gown for this is almost like a overall, because the bib goes down, your breasts are out. So my tits are out, and she's got like a protractor and some markers, because she's like figuring out like the incision lines and like where to place my nipples.
I would want to be asleep for that. Because
You would
I
think-
had open heart surgery and they weren't
Oh,
like
fuck.
marking where they were going to cut while I was awake.
Right.
Can you, what?
Yeah.
Imagine
Damn.
you saw that. You just see like the line get lower and bigger. and
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Like fuck.
Yeah, and you
Damn.
know, like you kind of remove my boob as you go into the heart, but they didn't go like, where do you want us to put it back when we're done?
Right.
Yeah. They were
Like-
asking me shit like that. I was like, you are the surgeon. So here's the kicker. Here's
Yeah.
the ending of the story why they were like, do you want that? And I was like, no. I go on Instagram. So you're bundled up. I don't know, like when you had your heart surgery, did you have to wear like a thick kind of like heart, like
No.
a wrap?
No, that's
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't know if that.
No, because they weren't removing my boob, they were removing a tumor. Which
Damn.
yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Have you noticed, Allie, a difference with Ever since the top surgery? Is anything more masculine? Is anything more they? Is there a different
Wait,
kind
we
of
didn't-
anything?
Yeah, we
Your
didn't finish
ignorant
the
question
story.
has to wait. Hold
Yeah,
on.
come on,
This-
Keith.
It's the
Stop being
kicker.
gay.
Ever.
Come on. Okay, so I'm on Instagram in the waiting room because you have to take off this big binder and they have all these like sutures they have to cut. And I'm on their like the Crane Center's Instagram. They did custom heart-shaped nipples.
Nice.
Oh, do I
So-
want that? Oh my God.
I was so
What?
close to just having pecs and areolas. Like, imagine if I was like, yeah, I want it. And then I wake up, it's like, she can do it.
Yes,
She
they
can
have
do
to take you seriously at that
custom.
moment.
And then when I was like, heart shape, but also, could you imagine the Disney gays that are going to be like, I want like Mickey Mouse nipples, you know, like make me a Mouseketeer.
Oh, it's like a new tattoo.
Yeah, except it's nipple.
Yeah. Interesting.
I think
Yeah,
you
so-
did the
Your
right
ignorant
thing.
Keith,
question?
yeah, go ahead. Resume.
The ignorant question was, Allie, any difference with Ever's attitude since the top surgery?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Allie.
They're rude as fuck now.
I'm
They're so
rude.
confident. They go around calling everybody gay.
Gay, but not in like a fun way, in a derogatory way.
And like early 90s
These bro.
middle school bully way.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense to me.
No, I mean we both cry. I mean, of course, Ever
Yeah.
cried. I cried. Like, they.
I just cried before I got on here because I'm going to the beach next weekend.
yeah,
So happy.
Oh,
yeah. It like I'm like trying to find the right way to say this. Like, there's some people that I know that will say like, "Oh, I'm non-binary," or "I'm gonna get top surgery," and I'm like, "Oh, like I didn't see that one coming." But like Ever, like it's like,
No
oh,
brainer.
of course,
Yeah.
of course, like that makes
Right.
complete sense, having known them for 12 years.
I think more than 12 years, hon.
Yeah, 2009 we met
In the South?
I
In
feel like-
in
Chicago.
Chicago.
In Chicago. Okay.
I feel like it was before. Yeah, because I moved in 2007.
One
Anyways,
of you
that-
owes another person a present because you missed one anniversary. 13 years, mathematically. Didn't mean to make it weird. That's okay.
I'll
Are
get you
we
a
in
salami
trouble?
keychain.
I was like, shit, I think I'm in trouble.
Let me
No.
mention this for breast havers, if I may.
Go
Third
ahead.
Love bras. Now, sorry, Ever, this isn't for you.
Oh, is this
but
a sponsored post?
yes, it absolutely
No,
is.
I thought you were just being a creep.
Yeah, no, this is I have to do this by law. Third Love bra. Well, you know, you all know this. They would sell bras,
Yeah.
the bra community, but only certain sizes.
Mhm.
Third Love bras went, let's do in between sizes. And this somehow changed the whole game. So now you have a bra that fits you all day comfortably. You know, you see some of
How
these
would
bras.
you know?
I see them. I dated
So he's doing
women.
an ad.
Oh,
I've
you're doing
dated
it.
women. They take the bra off and they go, ah,
You know,
fuck
that's
yeah.
Okay, you heard the sigh of relief.
yeah.
You know, I'm so sorry. If we need to retake this promo, I will shut the fuck up.
I could talk about this all day. It doesn't bother me at
you
all.
know, you think I don't want to talk about bras and taking them off?
Hello.
Okay, now we're talking.
What if you're like comfortable the whole time? I hate to say it now because maybe Ever's like, oh, I wouldn't have done it, you know, if I can be comfortable all day. So what's done is done. This could be
What's
terrible
done
timing.
is done. I mean,
Right.
is it done? I guess I could get implants.
Well,
Yeah.
feeling is believing. This is what I'm saying. Give your boobs the 24/7 comfort and support that you deserve. Get 20% off your purchases at thirdlove.com/KATG. That's thirdlove.com/KATG.
I'll probably get some for my next partner.
Or
I'll say I got
30%. That really is good though.
That's a good-
20%. That's right.
You said 20. I thought you said 30.
Well, I keep
Yeah,
saying
what are
it,
we,
Allie.
30 or 20?
But what did you think I said, Allie?
Well, I was thinking about getting one if it was 30%.
Oh my God.
Jesus, Allie.
But let me ask y'all this. Let me ask
Yeah,
y'all
well,
this.
wouldn't
Y'all
40 be
know-
better ever? I mean, what the fuck is happening?
I
here?
mean, if we could get 40, that would be great.
Oh my God.
I'm
what
haggling right
happens.
now. I'm
Who are we negotiating with? Jesus.
I'm
What's
working with
happening?
car dealerships right now. I was in a car dealership for 6 hours on Thursday.
Uh-oh.
I'm not fucking kidding. So you think I'm gonna settle for less than 40% right now? No, I know what I want. I know how much I want to pay monthly. And if you're not gonna give it to me, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Hmm.
Do y'all know
Okay.
what chastity chests are? Hope
They-
chest?
No.
Allie, did you have a hope chest?
I
So
know.
What was she saying?
do you know what that is?
Put your hopes
Okay.
and dreams in it. I don't know.
No, so this is like maybe it's like a Texas Christian thing.
Put your hopes and dreams in
But
it.
it's when it's disgusting. It's
It could
very
be.
patriarchal. It's very Christian. Basically, throughout a young woman's life, her parents or grandparents or family members will give her things to put in her hope chest, which is a big chest filled with like things she'll need when she's married, once she's given to her husband.
Like an
So,
apron.
It will be apron, sheets, lingerie, like basically things you will need
Just a chest of things
As
to
a
make
wife.
men happy.
pretty much. And I was like, what if I got a hope chest for my next partner? I just had a stockpile of bras in it.
What-
There was a bad joke in there. And like I said, I live alone. So I really thought that one was going to hit.
You live
dating?
alone. What's going on?
You dating?
No, I'm not dating yet,
Okay.
but I might. Why are you asking?
I'd like to know. I'd like to know what's out there.
And I'll say this. I'm interested in meeting new people, but do I want to go on a date? We'll see.
That's the hang up, right?
That's the hang up. It's like, that's a date. But,
Mhm.
How long was your last relationship?
like 2 years. It was like, pretty nice.
It was a tough breakup.
It was rough. Yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't like it. Obviously.
Am I getting the signal to move ahead with this or?
No, I was
No.
like, I would like to
Like
give her one
Popeye.
of these.
Oh no, did something bad
Popeye.
happen?
I mean,
Sounds-
nothing like terrible. Sometimes people fall out of love and they don't know why. And that's a painful feeling. And, hey, it happens.
What was the reason she gave you?
She didn't have one. She didn't know.
Oh, how do you? Oh, that's
Yeah.
a hard conversation because there's no ending. How did you finish even the conversation?
We
It's tough when there's no exit interview, right?
it's like,
Yeah.
it sucks hearing like, I love you, I care about you.
Oof.
We
Right.
had,
Great. Then we're back together again. I
but we
guess.
weren't like, it wasn't like there was no sex life. Like sometimes when a partnership's not working or you kind of go, or there's like a wall up. I don't know. It was just one of those things. And I think as I grow, as an adult, you just realize some people need extra time becoming emotionally available or understanding or being, like I said, I have mayoral, when I'm in a relationship, I'm in a relationship, like I have empathy and I do care for her and I know she cares for me, but hey, at the end of the day, she couldn't give me what I needed or wanted. And
We
I
said,
think-
go on, get.
yeah, we said
Go
go
on,
and get. But honestly, like that when I think about it, as fucked as it feels, it is a very kind thing. And it is a very aware thing of like, I can't give you what you need. And a text good night is a nice thing. You know what I mean?
Keith, I feel like you had like a similar breakup with your wife, right? It was like
We became friends, yeah, as opposed to lovers, yeah.
while they were in the relationship. So it was like, I guess we're breaking up, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't really like she said, I think I want a divorce. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Like if it was a bluff, I blew it, But it's like, yeah, we're not fucking, we're roommates. We both think this is my guess about her, but I think it's safe to say that we both thought we're having problems and not really communicating well. Eventually we'll fix it. I just don't want to do it today. And then, next thing you know, nothing's there.
It could be that Keith was just so agreeable. Like, you want some coffee? Yeah. You want to break up? Yeah. It's like, maybe I should be aware of what the question is.
Like, I'll do anything for you, baby.
Husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a hope chest for you.
Yeah. Yes. And should we get divorced? Yes. And you can have the apartment.
Right. No, I know how to communicate better now. I use Manscaped. Let me tell you something. First of all, this is an ad I'm doing, and the price discount I give you.
Okay,
that's
let me know.
Price. Okay, not higher or lower. This is a fact, and it can't be changed.
Well, is there a different discount for guests?
Yeah, you get 40% off. Okay, so I'm talking about Manscaped, and you shave your balls and you make it nice. They have the Lawnmower 4.0 lawnmower. That's how disgusting you guys are. A Lawnmower 4.0 electric trimmer to clean off any unwanted body hair. It's waterproof. It has a spotlight on it. I love the spotlight. It's like I'm doing a show. I
thought I was going to make fun of the spotlight, but I used Xerxes Manscaped thing, and I was missing spots because I didn't have it. I was like, what is this spotlight for? And you move it and it's like, oh, because you see these, like, the little alien ones that are just like, when you miss them, it's the most embarrassing because everything's nice and it's like ding, 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 bonk.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually a full view of all four lips.
I have
Manscaped.
Everything. I have the Manscaped lawnmower. I have the body wash with aloe vera. I got everything.
That's nice, Keith.
Thank you. You have tattoos or dry skin? Hit your skin with the hydrating body moisturizer spray. I have that. Oh my God. Get 20% off plus free shipping with code KATG at manscaped.com.
Was that 10% off, Keith?
More than that.
More than that.
First of all, great question. Let's double that and make it 20%.
It's not 10,
this sounds
50,
like a great
20.
deal.
20. I wouldn't guess 20. I would guess
more than
5.
8. Yeah, I thought,
8.
Oh, this will just be like.
You're going to get me a plus spotlight as soon as this is over.
I think I'm going to order it right now.
Plus free shipping. Insert the code KTG at manscaped.com. It's time to get wet and clean with your new Manscaped shower routine. You heard it here. That's right. The other day, we were talking about the very controversial subject of the NCAA swimmer who's transgender and wasn't necessarily good when he presented as a man and now is amazing presenting as a woman. What are our thoughts, Ever?
Well, I don't think the word presenting is the word to use.
All right. We're already in trouble.
I think that,
what's the correct word for Keith?
I would say transitioning, right? Because this is no longer
transitioned, I guess, right?
Yeah, transitioned. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
presenting used to be the word. Am I right?
Is it presenting?
It used meaning like pre-surgery, which I don't even know if that's a word yet, but wasn't it presenting?
Okay. I hear what you're saying now, and I apologize for being so rough on you, Keith.
Thank you.
That was my bad. I understand.
What can I say?
I think that
switched.
I think.
What do you think?
Okay.
All right.
Ever's playing chicken. You can't play chicken. It's audio.
I didn't know what you were doing, Keith, because you started and then I stopped. I think that, like, look, this is a woman. This is a woman. Of course, she's gonna swim in a women's competition. She's taking hormones. She's having we don't know what is going on with the genitalia, but more than likely having bottom surgery and having gonads removed. So the idea that she would have an edge up because she used to be a man feels gross. Like, of course you can argue that with the other side of like, well, then there's the muscular structure and like blah, 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 blah. But then you think, well, just like if I were to start testosterone, my bones would grow differently and my muscles would develop differently.
You get thicker and bigger bones?
Yeah. But I was diagnosed, speaking of big bones, I don't know, the audience will be able to see it. I was diagnosed as big bone in the 5th grade. That's not a lie.
Oh, congrats.
Thank
Good
you
for
so
you.
much. Thanks so
Mhm,
much. I have big bones, a lot of iron in my blood. I would imagine on estrogen, you get feminine, right? Like the feminization of the hormone.
Well, it sounds like athletic competitions are going by weight and or hormones and or genitalia. So I guess if someone qualifies for those 3 in whatever athletic ability, then you qualify for this race or that race or whichever one you fall into, right? But all of a sudden, I'm going to tell you how athletes work. I can't tell you how athletes work, but it sounds like you're going by one or all 3 of those criteria.
Also, like, you lost, you bitch.
It is something. Second place should be able to complain if they want, right? But when you're like 10th place, what are you doing?
Yeah, like you're 17th. Oh, like, okay.
I think it's just like a Christian being like, well, I don't agree with that lifestyle, like that kind of thing. It's like, oh, I'm using this sport to cover up my homophobia or my transphobia.
Well, that's that's what's scary, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
You know, that's why people hesitate to talk about it. I don't want to look like I'm sounding like Chappelle over here saying, you know,
I'm
about
so
bigger
sorry
bones
I gave
or
you
muscle.
shit, man.
No, I get
hey,
it.
look, I'm not a
But hold on, we haven't heard Keith's stance. What's your stance, Keith?
Yeah, what's your stance,
Do you
Keith?
think you shouldn't?
Before you're nice to him, let's get real
let's
mad.
hear what he thinks first.
I do think the muscle mass in the bones is different, and I do find it to be it feels like an unfair advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
and as a white man, do you feel that you've ever gotten any of those?
That I ever got what? Unfair advantages? Right. So fuck it. It's anything goes. Good luck with it. All right. Steph writes, and I'm just saying some parts here, but it's a big, nice post on our forums. I have a transgender sibling and a 14-year-old transgender child. My child socially transitioned when they were 7 years old. Cool. I gave both my kids gender neutral names because my sibling has a gender neutral name, and that was very helpful in their process of being who they are. I try to be cautious when claiming I am not transphobic because I'm aware of my condition. My conditioning makes that almost impossible. There were some ideas I heard discussing on the show that strike me as possibly transphobic. The basic one is the belief that there are 2 types of bodies, male and female, and male bodies have penises and testicles, and female bodies have vaginas, ovaries, etc. I think I was clear about that, wasn't I? Maybe I wasn't.
No, I think if anything, they're talking about me because I don't know. And I think I know. And every time I think I know, it turns out I don't, because I thought it was male bodied or female bodied only because of the biological explanation of how you can get pregnant. You need a male to inseminate a female.
But what about intersex? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, so can intersex people, they can have I
didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
I know you're an ally, Keith.
In order to have a baby, don't those things have to happen? You have to have something from the male species, whether that's like
sperm, right?
Yeah,
to make a zygote,
whatever
you need
sperm,
a sperm and an egg.
Yeah, you need a sperm and an egg. So is a sperm a male ejaculate?
Yeah.
Don't we have those words like male and female have to get together, or not just for sex, for like you said, the sperm and the egg? Am I still saying wrong things?
I think if you're looking at it like, hey, you have to have an embryo, you have to have an egg that's fertilized. Sure. But I would also argue that not all women would have, like, if we're talking about trans, and I, again, can't speak for it, but I think to argue that point, there is a way for trans women to carry fertilized eggs, right? And they might be able to, they're able to carry a baby, I believe.
Trans women?
Yeah, they can lactate too.
What?
I hadn't
What are we
heard of
t-
this.
Hold on, hold on.
Estrogen. It's the estrogen.
But
I think
the baby
Let me
sits
say,
within the uterus.
hang on, wait. I misspoke on that one. As I was
Okay.
talking, I was like, no, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, hang on.
I'm thinking
Look-
like of the what is
I
it?
was about to have my mind blown. Like,
Man,
if you
my
want
mind
it
was
bad
being
the
enough,
blown. I
movie
was just-
Junior. Do you remember that?
No.
I've never seen
Hold on.
it.
Was it? It was
Arnold
same-
Schwarzenegger was
Arnold
pregnant.
Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
No, a transgender male
Can have. Yes.
yes, they
That's
can
what
get
it is.
pregnant. Yes.
That's
It
what
was
Ever
in my
talking about.
mind because of Max from the L Word on Showtime. They did that
Yes.
character dirty. So
Dirty.
apologies to the trans community out there. I did not mean to misspeak or speak on your behalf.
But that's to me, that's the difference between sex and gender. You could be
Mhm.
a trans male and still be a female sex. Can you not? This is what I learned from my trans husband, but this, we're divorced and maybe language has changed since.
Language is always evolving.
Right.
will
So
say
I don't
that.
know.
I will say that.
If
I
you
wish there was
believe
an-
Sorry,
is this
go ahead.
another ad?
Yeah, this is an ad now. 20% off. If you
Top
believe a
surgery.
trans woman is someone who is born a male and becomes a female, that is transphobic. I understand. Let me say something getting into this topic. I'm ready for the advanced level. Okay. I know that. I know that. Yeah. If you have children, do you raise them knowing that boys can have vaginas, and girls can have penises? If not, then you probably have transphobic ideas. I believe anybody can have a penis and a vagina. Come on. And that's okay. We almost all do, unless we have really devoted ourselves to studying transgender issues. Well, I think I got it. I'm not an expert on the swimming situation, they say. I think medical experts and swimming experts get to decide this one. Maybe there needs to be two categories to compete in: cisgender men, cisgender women, cisgender, transgender men, transgender women, or maybe intersex people. I don't know. I think sports competitions are really stupid and I kind of hate them. So the whole thing seems rather ridiculous to me.
See, but that's not fair either, because people are now shitting on sports because that's not where their interest lies. That's not fair. This is somebody's whole world. Like
Yeah.
athletes. Yeah, it's a very big deal
Speaking
for
of-
people who want to make that happen in their life. It's
So-
also
so-
a profession, and it's okay to celebrate people who are like athletically amazing, right?
Can we talk
Mhm.
about Brittany? Is it Brittany Garnier?
I
The
don't know.
WNBA athlete. I don't know if she's a point guard, is detained in Russia right now. Like
Mhm.
she's
That's
like the
true.
best.
Right. Is she?
And
is she
So
in the
now we have to care
transgender
about
community?
sports.
the what?
Is she in the transgender community at all?
No, but we're talking about women and sports. But like, again, like if this were like LeBron James, there would be more outrage and
Sure. If it
but
was
this
Kim
is a female
Kardashian,
sport.
also, what sports
Yeah.
did she do? Yeah, there's a hierarchy, unfortunately, and I think we're all aware that women are not on the top of that right now.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
I
I think Keith said the least offensive shit
I've said
out
the
of all
most
three of
offensive-
us.
Yeah,
So
I've said a lot of offensive shit today, and I misspoke out of passion because I was just like,
I was like, what? I
you want a
can't
baby
believe-
bad enough? Yeah.
listen, I have not had enough sleep. Not been
no,
sleeping.
we can't take that from Keith, and we're not taking that from you.
Right.
Get some sleep.
Do you know that mental strength is the most powerful strength of all?
Is this a B12 ad?
Mhm. Yes, it is. In Cobloma, get 20% off. I don't know that it is interesting to say, hey, leave it up to these people in charge of swimming. They know best. They don't know best.
Like, oh my
they
God.
didn't know that the Olympic coach was fucking all the girls. These people don't know what's best.
Mm.
Ooh, boy.
Woo!
Oh, ho, ho,
Yeah.
ho.
All of a sudden, they're geniuses over there. Okay.
Well, I think we're talking about the doctors, right? The people who know what qualifies a body can do one thing or another. And I think maybe that's the only people who get to say here.
all of a
But
sudden, we
then
like
I
at
would
least
doctors.
that's where we
argue-
should get our
Mm,
opinions.
I would also argue then you have conservative doctors, right, who are extremely
Mhm.
biased. like, and they could also sway the judgment,
Yes, but are
'cause
we gonna go with the Fauci of doctors, or are we gonna go with like the people who claim to have done some research? And
well, these ding dongs will get their way in,
Yeah.
So
Only atheist doctors. How we make it fair.
I'm into that.
To me, it's like hearing, like if somebody told me in football that no matter what the scientists or doctors said, if they said, don't worry, we have helmet technology and these guys aren't getting hurt in the head, I'd be like, I doubt it. No, I didn't go to school for it, but I doubt it. Bulls hate the color red. I don't know a veterinarian, but I doubt it.
I see what you're saying.
And I'm just saying, I doubt it.
Like they're not really out for the athlete. So whatever. Siri, not you. I Siri what you're saying.
Right. I mean, doctors, the prescription, the prescription people, they said OxyContin is less than 1% addictive. I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Goddamn lie.
Of course it is. You love that stuff, right, Allie? I don't know. You just seem so passionate personally.
My mom's an opioid addict, but
oh yeah. Okay.
So you super love it.
Up.
But it's through the medical system. It's the same thing. It's like
Right.
she has something, they, give her hydrocodone, and then
They shame her. That's going on in my family too. And it's like, but my family member has a severed nerve in her back because of a botched hysterectomy.
Ouch.
Yeah. So, and then they've, there's fentanyl, there's oxycodone. Sorry, Allie, I didn't mean to, but yeah, I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Kino writes, well, I mean,
Wonderful
we can pause and take
transition.
it in.
Sorry,
You're
Allie.
like, let's
I hear
take it back to trans. That was an easier topic.
Then opioid addiction.
Trans women lose significant amounts of muscle mass, says Kino, and strength once they begin transitioning. Let's see. For example, before I started testosterone, I'm trans, born female. I lifted heavier than most cis men I knew in my life because they didn't lift at all while I trained up to 5 days a week and ate like a mother lover.
That's what I do right now.
Not to mention the whole argument of whether trans people belong in sports ignores the existence of trans men entirely because of good old-fashioned sexism, because a lot of transphobes don't see trans men as men, along with denying trans women of their womanhood. I hear you, but but I'm next level. In my opinion, we must observe the sport is a physical sphere in which bodies really do matter and in which competitive fairness is taken as a given. Boxing and wrestling have weight divisions. Weight divisions recognize that not all bodies are created equal, and that's what they wrote, and establish a baseline of competitive fairness despite that. But you do separate. First of all, it's gonna be fat phobia soon. But of course, you separate the genders in boxing. I would love that. I'd love all gender boxing. Don't get me wrong. That'd be fantastic.
You love nothing more than just seeing a woman punched in the face by a man, don't you, Keith?
I think it's the other way around. I think this horny little fucker wants to see a woman punch a man in the face, being like, "Ooh, yeah, me next."
So what do we do? This person says, when I say should women be allowed in women's sports, that's the wrong question. The real question we should be asking is, how can sports maintain competitive fairness while respecting the lives and identities of all participants?
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
Like
all right. Those are words. Those are words we could work with. Thank you.
Thank you,
framed that
listener.
way, the answer is not so mysterious. Don't have gender divisions, have capability divisions. Boxing and wrestling, as mentioned, already provide a model for this. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chess, darts, billiards, cup stacking, equestrian, esports. These are all cases where the competitor's gender has no actual bearing on performance. Well, sure. So same with competitive coin flipping and high card. I mean, sure.
What's high card?
Who has the highest card? You can be any gender and play that.
Okay.
It's on ESPN 4. All right. So did we learn anything today, Kanda?
I think that I think that we kind of know a lot of this, but we haven't figured out how to speak eloquently about it yet. And I think we're still like learning the peripherals. Like, I didn't think about sports so much, but now it's here. It was peripheral for me, but it's somebody's major thing in life. So the topics will continue to be brought up, and we will continue to know and not know. So yeah, we learned a little as we
I learned a
normally do.
lot. I put my foot in my mouth a few times.
Yeah, you did.
Who
Yeah.
can't make babies ever? Who can't?
Who are they
Well,
to say?
Yeah, who am I to say?
Okay.
I already put my foot in my mouth about it. I got really upset. I was like, of course, trans women can have a baby. It's like, wait, hang on.
It's funny because people, they log into here and they just get mad at Keith's face. But I think
Now they're going to get mad at my face.
No, I know you could be a woman and have a penis. I'm again, we got to
You
jump
get
to the
it.
advanced
Okay,
level.
okay,
I
your
get it all.
advanced level.
I get it all. Ask me anything.
What is your favorite chord to play on that guitar behind you?
Women.
Women?
What? I was ready for my answer before I. All right, never mind. The other day we were talking about a guy that had a dog and he gave it to a shelter because he saw the dog was licking the ass of another
that's
dog.
my home state of North Carolina.
That's right.
Ooh.
The dog ended up being adopted by a gay couple.
Love
this dog's
that.
going to be
And
very gay.
so that dog humped another man dog, and so they thought that it was probably gay.
Right.
Yeah, I think vice
I
versa.
humped a lot of dicks, and I'm not straight.
Right. But just
You're
the,
just an
the dog's
alcoholic.
experimenting, you're saying.
Yeah.
Right. You can't assume.
Maybe the dog was also drunk for 8 years.
He's like, what was that? Here's a
Dog
sweet
wakes
letter.
up,
Kenda.
another Brian.
Dear Keith and Kenda, proud Keith and the Girl VIP member for 4 years now, but attended my first Silent Trailers live show on Wednesday.
Woot, woot. Congrats, Keith.
That was scary by one. I won by one.
Mhm.
What took me so long? This really is the greatest game show of all time. Keith, I was rooting for you in between yelling answers at my screen. Kenda, I don't even know what to say. What?
No, neither do I sometimes.
You watching movie trailers on silent is my new favorite thing.
Yeah.
Big thanks to your guests who were nearly in tears over the defeat in the most funny and entertaining way. Thank you for the free ticket. Of course, if you're a VIP member, you get a ticket. When is the next game show? Because I am there. Cynthia, a proud Toronto listener. Kenda, when's the next Silent Trailers?
Cynthia, welcome to the live virtual everything. We're going to have KATG week one more time virtually. And here is the lineup. So the next Silent Trailers is going to be on a Friday on Keith's birthday, April 15th.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Right?
Thank you.
But we start KATG week on Thursday, April 14th. We're having movie night with Kyle Ocasio, Keith's partner, and Mike Lawrence. And on Friday, Silent
Mike.
Trailers will
Sorry.
post the lineup. On Saturday, excuse me, at 2:00, we're playing poker and having a private chat. And at 8:00, we will have a new game show, the Jackbox game show, with a few guests. And Sunday doesn't end. Sunday night Jeopardy, where everybody can play KATG Jeopardy against Keith. Everybody meaning you listening. So we'll post the tickets at keithandthegirl.com/tickets very, very soon. If you're VIP, we'll talk to you about the discount. Always check your VIP dashboard at keithandthegirl.com/VIP. I am so excited for these 5 events. Poker is going to have some incredible prizes. And we have, I think I finished booking. We have amazing guests.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
I'm very excited. Well, happy birthday to me.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So here's what you do. You download the podcast. Yo, gay?
Yeah, say it just like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Y'all gay?
Like
That's
what
y'all gay?
people say when we go back to the South. Like, y'all gay?
Y'all gay? Well, they know y'all. They know they'll ask you more than they ask me.
Yeah.
They're like, you're gay. There's no,
There's
no
an exclamation
question.
point
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Melody both wear dresses. So my sister's like, who is the man? I'm like, nobody. That's the point.
By the way, I know that. You know what I mean?
Keith, I'm so sorry. I feel like I've just bullied you.
It's really fun. Keith gives everybody so much shit. This has honestly been so enjoyable for me.
Also, his favorite thing is an apology, so it's good to close up the
fuck
show.
you
with
then,
oh,
Keith.
What?
boy. Okay.
It gives everybody a chance to feel good. All right,
I don't think
forget it.
so. I'm a great partner. Fuck you.
Ali, what should people know about you specifically? Anything they need to check out or learn about? Let them know.
I mean, y'all gay. That is
That's it.
my big thing right now that
Yeah.
I'm focusing on.
And-
That and I'm writing I just finished writing a movie called Titters, but we're in the process of applying to Fest and stuff right now.
Okay.
Oh, congrats.
Pretty
It's
exciting.
huge. Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
exciting.
Keep us up to date. And
Now, if
Ever,
you don't subscribe to Y'all Gay, you're homophobic. And
Yeah.
I'm on
yeah,
there
if-
twice.
if you don't do it after a week of like, oh, I should really do it, you're transphobic somehow. I don't
Sorry,
know
that's
how.
it works.
They'll explain it on the show. Ever, what
And
about
And you don't have to be gay to listen. Like we talk
You
about
don't.
a lot of Southern stuff, like
Mhm.
and
Our next,
Yeah.
we have guests that are not gay. We have
Yeah.
straight guests.
You talk to straight people?
Heterosexual.
Oh my goodness.
Heterosexual guests.
Controversial.
Mm-hmm.
Anything they should know about you ever? Where will you be
Um,
walking without your shirt? What's this kind of thing?
Yes. Of course, listen to Y'all Gay. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at ever like the word EVER Mainard MAINARD. I have a monthly show at the Elysian if you're in Los Angeles called What's Your Problem, Sir? It's all crowd work and storytelling.
Well,
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The next show, depending on when this comes out, is April 19th.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just living, laughing, loving, writing as well. Maybe we'll see if a pilot gets picked up, but this is Los Angeles, baby. I wish I had like a cigar.
Thank
but
you.
yeah,
Well, it's very nice meeting you ever. Ali, always good to see you.
lovely
And
to
that's
meet
that.
y'all. Thank
Yeah,
y'all for
thank
having
you.
us.
We'll talk to you soon.